budget cuts and furloughs have kept students and teachers out of the classroom on furlough Fridays.
It's been a year of lots of bad news when it comes to Hawaii's public schools, but not all is lost. Despite the problems, some schools aren't just surviving, they are thriving. Keoki Kerr joins us with one school's success. New story at 10:30. Keoki?
Well, Laura, you hear about kids in public schools transferring to private schools all the time, but in this case, more than 40 former private school students did the opposite this year. They're now part of the student body at Kaiser High School. And it's not just because of the economy, but a one-of-a-kind academic program that inspired many of them to make the switch. 43 Kaiser High School seniors who are graduating with honors this year lined up for lunch at a special event recognizing their achievements a couple of weeks before graduation. When they sat down for their meal, Principal John Sosa praised them in a brief speech.
You are the group of students that has really embodied the idea that when you come to high school, what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Among the honorees, Eric Wong. He's senior class president and plans to major in electrical engineering at the University of Pennsylvania. He says furloughs challenged all of Kaiser students this year.
As a student, we have to just be a little more independent learners. We have to be self-directed, try to teach yourselves the material. If you have questions, you just have to see the teachers ourselves and take the initiative in our learning.
Next year, Kaiser becomes the only school in the state, public or private, to offer an international baccalaureate program for all 4 years of high school. That requires high standards and a rigorous academic program with a second language required all 4 years. So Kaiser just added Chinese to its curriculum this year on top of Japanese, Spanish, and French language classes.
When I came here 2 years ago, my whole intent was to elevate the school from being a very good school to a great school.
John Sosa says he had the school painted in this shocking yellow trim on purpose because he wants the Hawaii Kai School to be noticed by the community.
3 square root of
2 and 5.
Sosa praises his teachers for being willing to try new things. Teachers like first-year math instructor Jessica Golden, a former manager of an Italian restaurant.
It's a great experience. It's definitely a learning experience. The kids, they wow me every day, and I go home, even stressed out, I still go home with smiles.
We've got very dedicated teachers, challenged by the furloughs, of course, but still very much committed to trying out new things, developing where they need to in order to do that. We have a very dedicated student body that works very similarly.
Kaiser has spent about $150,000 on teacher training in the last 2 years, sending about 60 teachers to the mainland for training and certification.
Our biggest resource is our personnel. That's where we spend most of our money, and that's where you're going to get the change.
so 47.
To raise extra money, Kaiser started a weekly farmers market this year, where vendors pay $25 per stall Tuesday afternoons. It expanded this past weekend to Saturday mornings as well.
It's what you do with what you have that makes a difference, not worrying about what you don't have.
Mr. Sosa has a great vision, yes, and we want to support that.
Linda Lau is the parent of a junior and 2 other recent Kaiser graduates.
Over the years, we've seen great improvement with the staff, the faculty, and now with the academics.
Freshman Kira Fox is enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program. She and her math classmates use their math skills to design quilts that they donated to a Hawaii Kai retirement facility.
What I've gotten out of it so far is being able to take my education and use it to reach out to the community a little more, not staying just within the school.
Kaiser's principal says he wants Kaiser to be a world-class school in the same league with private schools that cost parents more than $15,000 a year in tuition.
We're not a private school, nor do I ever want to be one. But I want parents to recognize that the quality that we have here is theirs for the taking as a public school. If they choose to take a private school offering, that's fine.
Now, Kaiser has also installed Wi-Fi throughout the campus. The school has started a robotics program, and the parent-teacher organization has raised more than $30,000 for campus improvements this year alone. And Kaiser also established an athletic foundation in the last 2 years to improve facilities and buy equipment for athletes, raising another $30,000. Paula?
Keoki, so amazing. And how is this principal able to make these changes during such tough times?
Tough times indeed, but he brings a lot of experience and knowledge to the job. John Sosa has been a district superintendent in both Honolulu and the Windward Side, so he's dealt with the bigger picture, knows it. He also was a superintendent at a small school district in Washington State on Lopez Island when he was getting his doctorate 10 years ago. So he is able to harness that famous DOE bureaucracy and actually make it work for him, for the students, and the teachers at that school, at Kaiser.
Nice, good news. All right.
Go Cougars.
All right.
Wow.
Thanks,
Thanks, Kyoki.